Let's finally put our brake discs on the Yz125 build. Look at that freshly painted pipe. So we kind of rushed the process getting these wheels on so I could see what it looks like. We still need to get our sprocket and our rotors on, so let's actually start taking our wheels off. This is some pretty simple stuff since we don't even have this wheel put on right. We're missing our brake bracket and our wheel blocks. Let's just pull our axle out. Now, if you notice, one side of the hub is actually bigger than the other, so I'm actually going to double check and make sure we're putting the brake rotor on the right side. Double checking my 85, that's how it is, so we're going to put my brake disc on the smaller side. So let's just grab our rear brake disc and let's put it on the wheel. I might be wrong, but when I took this thing off the OEM wheels, I'm pretty sure the old owner had it on backwards. I just realized I didn't get new hardware, so we got to clean these things up, because they are pretty dang dirty. And there we go, I cleaned up the brake disc bolts quite a bit. We polished all the tops. Now we can just go ahead and put our brake disc on. I'm just going to hand thread all these bolts in, and I'll be right back. We got all the bolts in there, now we can just go ahead and tighten them all with our ratchet. This way we don't over or under tighten them with the impact. Y'all rocking with the powder coated socket? And there we go, our brake disc is officially on. Now we can take our front wheel off and put that one on too. We gotta wait to put our rear tire on because I do want to make a special video for the Super Sprocket. Allballs Racing Group actually sent us this out, so we're gonna make a whole separate video on that. Well, I guess in this video you guys will still see the sprocket, so just stay tuned. Let's get this front wheel off. I got the front wheel off and we got the stock one replacing it, that way we don't lose the bike again. Yes, that actually happened before. Luckily the mark is over here where you could barely see. And now we can actually slap the front brake disc on. Let's just line it up. Only 4 out of the 6 bolts were actually usable, but we're still going to install this because we'll still be able to actually swap the bolts out with new ones when it's on the bike still. So let's just go ahead and thread those in. This thing is really coming more complete and complete by the day. And there you go, the front brake disc is now installed. Now we can just slap our front wheel back on the front end. These stock rims absolutely kill this build. These KKE wheels are just so much better. Now we can go ahead and install the rear wheel, but first I have to make that sponsor video for Allballs Racing. So I'm going to go do that real quick and I'll get back to you guys when the sprocket is on that rim. Well, there's a sprocket. I just realized we don't have bolts for it and half the bolts on this sprocket are stripped. I'm not even going to deal with it, so we're just going to order some new sprocket bolts. So I'm just going to end this video here. We got the brake discs on the Yz125 rims. The blue on that sprocket doesn't really match, but it kind of matches the blue letters on the graphics kit, so I guess we're going to run it. I read every comment I get on the video within the first 24 hours. Can someone please tell me why this pipe doesn't fit right? Like when I line that up perfectly to this hole, it actually hits our shock. Like I don't have my shock in the right spot, but it's bolted up on the top, so it can't really go anywhere else. Is this pipe the wrong year pipe? Because when I got the bike, it was included. It wasn't on the bike.